What's up, guys? I want to talk about charging handles. I think the biggest issue for me when I look at a gun and consider the charging handle is obviously which side that it charges on, and can it be swapped around. Two other factors that come into play for me are how much it wiggles. I think it erodes confidence in your weapon, probably wrongly, I guess, but if you pick up a gun and it makes a bunch of noise, if the upper and lower are loose, if the charging handle wiggles. So the wiggle issue, the jiggle, the noise, that's a factor with the charging handle. Obviously where actually it is, if it's on the correct side for you, I'm a right-handed shooter, this is the JAKL, it's pretty damn perfect in terms of location. For me, in the way that I hold the gun, it really puts it like, you can't, for where I go to grab a gun, this is the perfect position. Now, the other factor, of course, is does the charging handle reciprocate? And in some guns, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me if an AK reciprocates because it's not in the way of my manual of arms. You know, if this was an AK, it'd be over here, it's not swappable, and it does reciprocate. The only gun I have on the table today that does reciprocate is actually the XI version of the 556. It is swappable now on this last iteration of the 556, so you can take it from the wrong side if you're a right-handed shooter and put it over here on the left side, which is great. It does reciprocate, and you would think maybe that could be an issue because your thumb's right up here on it, but I took this out the other day and I didn't even have to think about it. It just wasn't an issue at all. So on the Sig, reciprocation's not a factor. It does reciprocate, but it doesn't matter. The wiggle factor, the Sig is the second best on the table. I can make this move if I put enough pressure on it, but it isn't gonna move otherwise. It's not gonna move at all. So I would say this is essentially a zero wiggle charging handle. I probably would want it to, if I wanted it forward of here, like the ideal situation for me is probably the JAKL where it's right about here. But if it was out this far, the reciprocation would matter. Okay, the first time I ever grabbed a SCAR, I've owned a couple of SCARs in my life, and both were the reciprocating models, and it was immediately a problem. I smoked my thumb a couple times. I think the first session I had a SCAR out. So in the SCAR, it mattered because of how far out that charging handle was. The reciprocation mattered. So when you look at the major issues in terms of this being on the right side, the correct side for what, you know, for a right-handed shooter, it is. It can be correct for a left-handed shooter as well. It doesn't wiggle much, and it's where it needs to be because it reciprocates. So I think this one scores really well in terms of charging handle and all the points that matter. Hey guys, if you could take a second to hit that subscribe button. It's one of those few things that cost you nothing, takes 1 second, and then makes a person super stoked. So I would appreciate it, man. I'm just looking for one person to do it every day. If you could be that one today, I would really appreciate it. And honestly, I think you should like every gun channel you can, because we need to send a message to the left and to big tech that, you know, everybody loves guns. Everybody loves gun content. We need to normalize this stuff again. It's important to the country that we all stay armed. So clicking that subscribe button makes a difference, and I really appreciate it. The Bren has a lot of really cool stuff going for it, because I do think for a non-reciprocating charging handle, it's damn near the perfect spot. It's damn near the perfect spot where I want it. The challenge with the Bren is, and I know there's some aftermarket upgrades, I don't know how they work compared to this one, but this thing, I could picture it making a bit of noise maybe when you don't want it to. Kind of irritates me when they move. Don't know why. It's petty, but that bugs the shit out of me. Otherwise, obviously, it's a super solid gun. The only thing making any noise is this QD mount, and that's going to make noise on everything. Super solid otherwise. So, I mean, this charging handle doesn't reciprocate. It's damn near in the best spot, but it does make a lot of noise, which kind of takes away a little bit. We talked a little bit about this one. This one's also swappable, so lefties and right-handed shooters will like it. I do think this is about the perfect position. If it's not going to reciprocate, and it doesn't on the JAKL, it doesn't reciprocate. So I think this also is kind of in that perfect position like the Bren. But again, like the Bren, makes a little bit of click and clack, which I don't like. Otherwise, it's very solid. Hey guys, if you want to support this channel, get on this link right here. You're going to say big. They give us a little something something, and you're going to get the coolest pillow you've ever seen in your life. Link is right down there in the description. I want to get into another gun where you can swap the charging handle, because there's no issue with which side does it charge on for 4 of the guns on the table here, because they can be swapped. This gun, this is the FM15 11.5 inch upper. This charging handle is almost too far forward. I found myself really reaching out for where I grab a gun. It's a little bit too far forward, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but something's, with the gas exhausting somewhere up here, or I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of corrosion. So whatever's going on here with the finish is not great. It's not bad. I don't think this one didn't reciprocate either, I don't believe, because that would have been problematic when we took it out the other day, and it wasn't. You hear that? It's just not confidence inspiring. It doesn't really matter. Otherwise, it's pretty slack free. It's actually really stiff. This thing needs a lot of oil. I think I need to break this down and oil it up. So those are the 4 where you can basically swap either side, and now we get to the ones where these are going to be really easy for left or right-handed shooters maybe to take off the top of their list. This is the BRN-180S. It has a bit of slack even in this upgraded charging handle. It must be a little bit bigger diameter maybe than the OEM unit. So OEM unit, it looked a little thinner, and it kind of did this little jog maneuver up here. And it's probably my least favorite charging handle in terms of how much slack was in the OEM one. This one has a similar amount of slack as maybe the Bren and the FM15 and the JAKL. I mean, you can make this move a little bit, but this is such a great upgrade over the standard. I hated that standard thing because of how much click and clack and moving it did. It just eroded your confidence, which probably again is not a reasonable thing, but it's just natural. I think if you have a bunch of parts moving around on your gun and wiggling, it's just saps your confidence in the platform a little bit. It does for me anyway. So anyway, for left-handed shooters, this is cool. This is awesome, like all the ones you can switch because you've got it on the correct side for you. But for righties, there's no bringing it over to the correct side. So I think for right-handed shooters, it's going to be tough to say that this is like your top choice in terms of charging handle location, because you're going to have to do all the Spetsnaz stuff. But anyway, that's that. I mean, otherwise, I really love the gun. I think it's a cool gun. And just charging handle-wise, being a right-handed shooter with the wiggle, kind of takes it from the top of the heap far down the list for me. For left-handed shooters, you can't get this Galil Ace to have the charging handle on the correct side for you. So this is really right-handed shooters. It's on the correct side for right-handed shooters. And then when we talk about perfect positioning, this one does reciprocate. But again, like the Sig, it's kind of happening behind, where you're operating the weapon. The reciprocation doesn't bother you. I think it's a non-issue on these platforms where it's reciprocating from this far back. I will say, again, like on the Sig, it's probably a little further back than where you want this thing. But it's king of the hill in terms of wiggle. I mean, the Sig, basically, you could make it wiggle, but it wasn't going to wiggle on its own, so it's essentially no wiggle. This thing, you can't even make it. It's got this really robust cover on it, and you just can't make this thing wiggle. So it's pretty impressive, actually. I mean, it's really impressive. definitely would be the winner of the wiggle factor comparison.
By the book.